Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hey, everybody. Welcome. It's Tuesday again, everybody. Welcome to The Way We See It. I am Blaze Man, and of course, you will meet the rest of our panel once I do a little bit of rambling and, let you know what the way we see it tonight is going to be on the show. So, with that being said, look, we got Mike Pence, testimony, Trump, we got that. Of course, we're definitely talking Trump, Biden, Hunter, but now we got some new stuff. Okay, rambling man, absolutely. So now we are going to get new stuff. Massachusetts getting a little bit of crazy. We might talk a little bit about electric cars and all of that shit like that. Um, and I always get shit from Donnie. Okay, hurry up with your ramblings on. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about tonight, and we got a special guest. We'll introduce him, excuse me, shortly. With that being said, let me bring on the panel with the Invisible Man, Donnie.
Hey, what happened? How
What's
y'all
going
doing
on
tonight?
today, brother?
Not much hanging out, frying like everybody else.
Yeah, I hear you.
So,
So
um,
look, we're opening up with illegal immigration, and we got the Massachusetts governor here, uh, you know, calling for a state of an emergency. Okay, and I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, and
it's a way
asking Massachusetts residents if they could take some of these people into their homes. Um, so yeah, let's
that's
take
tough call.
right. Let's take a listen, brother. You
Where's
ready?
everybody else? Yeah, bring on Demons in that. Where they at?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the panel in, bro. All right, and we're gonna bring in the rest of the boys. And what's his name this week? You can pronounce that, Donnie. I can't pronounce that.
Mr. Espinosa.
Mr.
Yeah.
Espinosa. All
Yes.
right, and Mr. D, aka Mr. Espinosa. All right,
Yes,
ladies and
sir.
gentlemen.
Yes.
And go
You want
ahead.
to? No. So I always try to dedicate my signature block to somebody who I served and to somebody who we have lost. And I'm going to focus the next 13 weeks on this show by each service member that was killed on August 26th to 13th in Afghanistan. And I just want to keep their memory alive, man.
Yeah, and we're also here on the FFN Network after this show. We're gonna scroll at all those names at the end of the show as well.
Yes, sir.
So that's what Mr. D does, aka Mr. Espinoza, and that's exactly what he has been doing for the last 4 or 5 shows. Is doing exactly what he said. But again, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
we're
jeez.
going to bring in the man that
And
stirs up all the shit on the way we see it. And he is none other than, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a big round of applause
God damn it!
for Mr. B.
Hey, Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, and all the little cockroaches in my woodwork. Good evening from Epping, New Hampshire, home of three of New Hampshire's governors, of which I only know one, fellow by the name of Prescott. It is currently 1911 hours here in Epping. It is just past midnight over in London, 2 a.m. over in Tel Aviv, and all the way down in Tokyo, it is 8 hours into the new day tomorrow. So that having been said, they don't give a fiddler's tit about me. Nice to see everybody. Good to see you. What's going on?
Well, what's going on, bro, is that Massachusetts and everybody else is going batshit crazy. Let's take a listen.
Problem in New York City. Shelters in the city are overflowing. For example, the Roosevelt Hotel, which Mayor Eric Adams designated in May as the main intake facility for asylum seekers, is now at maximum capacity. Migrants are sleeping shoulder to shoulder on the sidewalk outside. The mayor is asking the White House for more money and drawing up a plan to relocate thousands of undocumented migrants from city streets. Let's bring in Vicky Palladino. She is a New York City councilwoman. The mayor, this is a sanctuary city after all, and the mayor all of a sudden says we don't have any more room. So what is New York City supposed to do, councilwoman?
New York City has run out of things to do. They are going to start to use, quite possibly, thank you for having me on, by the way, John, I appreciate it. Worse, they might start to use some federal land, which the governor has been given authorization to do, which is a very scary prospect as well. They're going to start to fill up parks in local neighborhoods. I have a situation in my neighborhood, in my district, in a very small, tight town called College Point, and the overflow in what used to be a Catholic high school has now become a respite center. 300 adult male and female individuals occupy that residence, and they're just spilling out onto the streets. So the site of the Roosevelt Hotel, as we know now for the past several weeks, has become even more frightening to the outlining areas of this city, such as my district and a lot of other districts.
Well, what do you make of the fact, though, that that this is supposed to be a sanctuary city? New York City mayor, the city council has said, come on in. If you want to, come to New York, we will open our doors for you. Now they're saying, wait a minute.
Well, it has become too much. And you know what? Sanctuary City, back when it first started, was an okay idea, but that was decades ago. It's time to lift the Sanctuary City status. We cannot have it anymore. We cannot sustain this anymore. It's spilling out, like I said before, onto our streets. It's time to stop everything from the buses coming in and from this situation to continue. It's unsustainable. We cannot do it anymore. The mayor knows it. And now nothing's taken off the shelf. So we, as council members, have absolutely zero control over where they put the migrants in our districts. Because what you hear loud and clear from the people, and I could say firsthand from my district, is where are we putting them? And I have to explain to people, when they told me it was going to the former site of St. Agnes High School, I had to constantly, and I'm constantly telling them now, it is not our fault as council members. We are getting that because we get the call 8 hours, 6 hours, 24 hours before it happens that it's coming to such and such area in this part of your district. They name the location, and we have little or no control over it.
Okay,
so I have a crisis in College Point.
What about stopping the problem at the border? What about telling the White House to handle the influx?
Wouldn't that be a unique idea? Okay, that would be stop, close the border, Biden no more. We keep thinking that throwing money at this problem is going to solve the problem. It is not. This is a bottomless pit. So what are you going to do? Just keep throwing hundreds of millions of dollars instead of doing what we should be doing, which is closing the border? I mean, that's what we're screaming about over here, is close the border. Not the Democrats. You see, the Democrats think this is okay. The mayor of New York has reached overflow. Eric Adams, we're at overflow.
Okay. I heard enough. So before everybody starts getting out of their mind. I have a guest, friend of mine, Keith. Watched a few episodes of the show. Hit me up way back ago. He said, hey, I'd like to come on or whatever. And I got busy, and then finally we hooked up, and here he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, I like to introduce to the way we see it as a guest is my friend, my boy, Mr. Keith.
How are you? How's everybody doing?
Hey, buddy, how
Good
are
evening,
you?
sir.
All right, all right. Sorry for
Welcome
the.
aboard.
Thank you. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier, but we're
That's
all
all
straight
right.
now.
That's what happens
Awesome,
live.
Keith.
That's what happens live, bro. We are live. We are
Yep.
live everywhere. We're live on 9 different platforms right now.
Big K, where you coming to us
So,
from?
I am Fall River.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
can you
So-
still hear what, Donnie?
No, I was trying to say I could hear somebody's TV or something in the background. That's all.
All right, whoever's got the prices right on, lower it down.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all got a little glimpse of the video. Even though Mr. Keith wasn't on live camera with us, he could still see, hear, and watch everything that we're doing.
I did.
So that's why we call that the gray room, right, Keith? And next
That-
time when you
I
come
would-
on the show, that's the gray room.
Oh, now you're colorblind. That's called the green room, Blaze.
The
No,
green
it's gray.
room.
Why did you
It's
go?
black and white to
Gray.
me. It doesn't matter to
Gray.
me what color it is.
FFN Network fans, we're sorry for the little technical difficulties.
Exactly.
Right now.
Technical
Keith,
difficulty.
how do you
Yes.
think of that video? What's your take on that video, Keith?
Mr. B,
Yes, sir.
That
go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
ahead.
Did you just call out Keith? Keith, go ahead,
Yeah.
buddy.
all right. That video just clearly shows that what Biden has done with stopping the wall from being built and letting borders be open, just letting everybody come in. This is the final product. This is what we have to deal with now. And they really need to close the borders. They really need to start putting more officers out there to secure our borders so that no more comes in anymore. This is getting out of hand. They're just putting on the taxpayer. It's just going to crush us with all the people that we have. It's needless,
Absolutely. Yeah, but Democrats in the Biden administration is not going to do that for one reason, and that reason is if we let in, 5%, out of the 5%, probably like 3% is going to vote Democrat. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
why do you think all of these states, especially California and all that, like that, they want to, change the rules? Here, Massachusetts, you don't even have a place to stay, but you can get a driver's license if you're an illegal, person.
Yep.
Mr. Episonia.
Espinoza.
There it is.
Espinoza, sir.
I just wanted to hear you say it, Espinoza.
Yes, sir. So here's my little playback on this immigration and stuff. It's very ironic how these sanctuary cities during Trump era, none of these migrants were going there. Oh, we're a sanctuary city. We won't talk to ICE if we arrest them and stuff. But now the situation has put the sanctuary cities to actual work and stuff. And it's coming to bite them in the ass. But the only thing I want to say, and everybody always says this, and I'm not busting on you, Mr. Keith, at all. It's not that simple to close the border. You have port of entries, and that's where they're supposed to come. And I was reading an article on Epic Times, and they have estimated 1.7 million gotaways that just came into the United States. We have a lot of unprotected land out there, just land. And
Once they get in, they're crossing in farmland and everything. People own this shit.
Go ahead, Mr. Keith. You got something to bark at me, sir.
That's okay. Not the bark. I was in at one point in my life, and when I lived in Arizona, because I lived there for 7 years, and I was in Yuma, and I happened to be on a work crew. I was doing some work in the desert, and these Mexicans walked by us, a bunch of them, and we're watching them as they're walking by, and one of the supervisors says, "You know what that was, right?" And I go, "No." He goes, "They're coming from Mexico. They're walking right over," and they walked right into Yuma, Arizona. I mean,
sir.
they were just little kids, some women, some men, and they had backpacks and they had all kinds of stuff, and they were just, going right across. There was nobody there to stop them. There was nobody there to
Yeah,
do
that's
anything.
right, exactly.
So,
Now picture that at a higher fucking scale,
right.
And I let Mr. Espinoza finish because he lives in El Paso, Texas. If anybody knows what's going on and how this shit is going with the border situation,
Yep.
so continue, sir.
Um, and Mr. Bogstack can give reference to also.
As
What
well.
a what a small world. Going off topic, Keith. I too worked at Yuma, Arizona, man. It's
Wow.
just as, and I was born and raised in that great city of Fall River. And that's all I'm gonna say that on that, Donnie, okay? We'll
Okay,
get
good,
back
thank
to
you.
the core. He's
Yeah,
like, I don't
let's
want
get
to fucking talk about Fall River. Got it. But getting back to the immigration stuff, man, we do need migrants in this country. We really do. And I don't want to go to a tangent where our younger generations. Wait a minute.
Wait, yeah, but there you go, and you come back down and you're softening it.
No,
Listen,
I'm not softening it.
Nobody's saying that we don't have the need for workers, and it's 110% fucking true. White dudes are not gonna go pick fucking lettuce. They will. You know what I mean? But come over here the proper way. Okay?
So if I do come here the proper way, can I become a police officer?
I can't answer that question.
Why not? You're a citizen of this great nation. You didn't have to do shit to be in this country, but be born in it.
No, wait a minute.
I'm
Are
serious.
you asking the question? Are you asking the question? Should we let illegal immigrants become police officers in this country? No.
Yeah. Why not?
What?
Why not?
Because they fucking, number one, weren't born here. Number two, right? Number two, okay, they're illegally here. Okay?
No.
Now, and I know you're gonna throw the armed services at me.
Yeah,
because I
texted it to the group and I didn't, and I gave you guys time to prepare for this. But no, I just find it ironic. We could send a Jamaican over to Iraq and lose his battle. I mean, been vetted and all that. When people think of migrants and stuff, you gotta let me back up. So here's the center, right? Then we got generations, right? That go off the center. So Blaze, you're what? Third generation American?
Say again, sir.
You're third generation American? That means your mom was born here.
Yes.
Your grandfather was born here.
Yes.
So that makes you a third, right? So in my little disdained mind, I look at it like, wow, you're more American than me. Just because of birth. Your birthplace. That's it. Jesus. That's it. Donnie, close your mic. I got nothing to say, bro.
Wait a minute now.
No, I'm serious.
You're just as fucking a red-blooded fucking American as I am.
Nope. I'm first generation, dude. I'm first generation. America doesn't want to see that excel to higher and better. Go ahead, Mr. B. You're H'ing. Hey Keith, so when you want to jump in the conversation, hit H, man.
First thing I
in a private chat, Keith.
Thank you, Blaze.
First thing that I'd like to say is good evening, everybody, and welcome, and thank you all for coming in and joining so sprightly a subject matter. Clearly, what needs to be done, number one, is all these people that are standing around in lines and have no place to go should be loaded back up on the buses that they came from. Get them wheeled back down.
Be good, Mr. B.
I'm being good. Get them back down to the border and put them back over the border, and so that because they know now there is no place for them here. We don't have some magic wand we can wave to open up doors and give them food and give them housing and give them everything. It's not happening. We don't have it. We can't handle it. Go and be someplace else. They managed not to starve to death on their how many 1,000-mile trip walking up to our border. Any one of those places, I'm sure they could have taken and settled in and found their life very nicely. Next thing, I've heard a couple of comments made about whose generation is this and that and whatever. I suppose I'm a second generation American born person. My parents were born here of immigrant parents. I was born here of my parents that were both natural American citizens. They were born here. Um, However, when I was a child and I was being raised, I was treated like a dirty wop. I'm not going to pull any punches. We woke up in the morning and have garbage thrown in our driveway because we were Italians in a neighborhood, bottles broken and so forth. I moved into a neighborhood with my first wife, and I would start waking up to, again, bottles and garbage in our driveway and bottles being broken and people trying to smash our windows or whatever else. Because at the time I had a very long beard. I have this dark skin.
Mr.
And
B,
finally,
get to the point.
finally, a neighbor approached me and said, "What kind of an Arab are you?" And I said, "Look at the name in the mailbox, you asshole. It's Betterini. I make spaghetti, not falafel." Okay. This immigration problem we have can be solved or profoundly retarded by doing what needs to be done. Utilizing helicopter gunships at the border.
Didn't I tell you to be good?
I am being good.
No, he's got it, and that's what it's got to come to, Blaze.
No, come on.
Blaze,
just
hear me out.
Close it.
You can't close a fucking airspace on the ground unless you man it with technology or actual manpower, dude.
Okay,
Donnie, can you chime in, please?
Yeah, Blaze.
Explain the perimeter of the United States versus
Listen,
the northern.
I understand how the border works and how it
you
goes.
don't.
I get
no,
that.
You don't.
I get
no, you
that.
Don't.
Go ahead, Donnie.
No, Blaze. It's just there's so many areas, Arizona, all these places that one, the terrain won't allow you to build a wall, so it has to be open. And Demas is right. There's open areas that farmers own, and they're like, "F you, you're not taking my fields. I need those for crops or whatever they do with them." So there's legal battles. But as far as the people up in New York and all these sanctuary cities talking about we're overburdened, hey, shit, welcome to our world. Those of us that lived around the border, near the border, a couple of hours away. Welcome to our world for the last 2 decades. Shit.
Yes.
I don't want to hear no crying. I don't give a damn. Do what you got to do, like you telling me all these other years. So if you're going to close the borders, you got to close them. But nobody ever talks about a solution as that goes deeper. We just say, "Oh, we'll close the borders and yay, everything's good. We're just going to let commerce come through." That shit don't do no good for anything, because then we build a 20-foot wall, they dig under. You close under, they dig another canal, they find another way to get over. People are always going to find a way, because we preach this bullshit of America is this great country where you can do all these great things and it's so easy. No, it's not. And America isn't any better than the corrupt bullshit you leaving. How about you do that reality?
Keith, something to add?
Well, I think he's right. I think the problem is so out of hand now and so far gone that you're right. There's nothing you can really do at this point. There's so many people coming over. Like he said, there's farmland. There's areas they can't put walls. If they did put walls, they're going to go over them or under them or around them somehow, some way. And I think by putting, really stiff penalties on them coming over here, that's really not going to solve the problem. They're just going to keep coming. So is there an easy solution? No, there's not. Is there a solution? There must be a solution of some sort. We just haven't found it yet. But
How many terrorists do you think got across the border? I mean,
Oh God,
terrorists,
so many,
bad guys. How
Hundreds.
many?
A lot.
hundreds, Blaze, hundreds, a lot.
Thousands,
But
thousands,
understand,
and thousands. Yep.
In
that's why I say,
all, so you can hope that down the road, when some of these people get established here in the country for a while and then they understand the voting system, and the Democrats are going to be like, there's our votes, man. Let them in. I said this earlier.
Well, that's why they're doing it. They're doing it for
I know
both.
that's why they're doing it.
That's why
I
they're doing
know. Because, like I said, 5% get in, 3% vote Democrat. All you need is that extra 1%.
it. Right.
Can I add?
Yeah, of
We
course.
we got Republicans in the making. You didn't even know about it. We had an incident up there in New York in one of them 5-star hotels where the migrants were saying, "We don't want no more. Go," because they had to leave the hotel, bro. They're already thinking for themselves, man. They already know how Americans supposed to act, man. And Democrats, I just don't see. I don't think the main reason is for them to vote. I don't think it's that easy. I know in the state of Texas, it's not. What you have in your sanctuary states, because that's what they're going to become, sanctuary states, not cities. Y'all will have to deal with that. And that Massachusetts governor, she just declared a state of emergency.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, the
'Cause you-
state of emergency, and asking Massachusetts citizens to take these people into their homes.
Wow,
This is what I'm saying. The fucking Democrats are like, oh, we love you. The picture with the fucking child with the cliff lip, shit like that. We love you. We love you, because all they want is their vote.
I don't.
They don't give a shit about these people. They don't
no,
care.
we can agree with that.
Massachusetts. I'll have the video by next segment. She comes out, the governor, and has this beautiful fucking speech. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. This is Blaze Man. I'm mad already. So she comes out with this beautiful speech, but there's 1,743 fucking homeless veterans in Massachusetts. That's right. I know the exact number. Okay, in Massachusetts. I never seen her come out with a fucking speech like that for them. Okay.
Yeah. You know why? Because thank you for your service is such bullshit. All people want to hear is what you contributed in their little mind. They want to know how much damage you did to the enemy, both direct and non-direct with your participant. That thank you for my service is a bunch of fucking crap. Amen. And I'll end there.
And that's coming for a 24-year vet. Coming from a 24-year vet.
And Donnie can verify that as well. That fucking shit is nothing but lip service, man.
Yeah, there's nothing but lip service.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it now, that's right. I fought for them rights, me to shut up. But now I'm not in the service no more. Now it's my time with my opinions, the way I see it.
Got it,
It's
baby.
the way I see it, this thing started back when Opie changed Barack Obama.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back in about 3 to 4 minutes. Stick around for more The Way We See It.
Damn it.
I hear the sound, stumbling laughter, holding on to each other. Miss the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to The Way We See It. I am Blaze Man, and I'll be bringing the boys back on in just a minute. So, um, immigration, we got to fix it. We all understand that, okay? But it just seems that the blue cities and the governors of these blue cities loved it before these people started showing up, okay? I don't care if my lips are out of sync. Mr. B, you distract me. With that being said, I'm going to bring the boys back on. Mr. Donald, how are you, buddy?
All right, buddy. I'm doing good. I just wait for them guys to come on, but let's all
All right.
stop fooling ourselves about immigration right now. This shit ain't about. I mean, I'll give you some, maybe a little bit of theory to your or credit to your theory of is this shit being for votes? Because yeah, you can control the population if you have more Democratic votes, Democratic people living everywhere. Sure, that's a long-term strategy, but bottom line, it's all about money. Your governor in Massachusetts only calling for that state of emergency so she can get federal dollars. It's all about money. So that's why we're just going to keep going in debt. The lady in the video, you can't keep throwing money at it. Well, they do. They keep throwing money at it. But every time they talk about, well, we'll just borrow more money to, give out vouchers or pay people to, pay the taxpayers to, house the people. They'll turn to these businesses and what a $50 room, just for example, a $50 room. Well, you're giving me the government's going to give me $150 for that room. Hell yeah, I'm going to put that immigrant in my room if it's open and I'm the business owner. I'm making money. So that's all this is about is money. And it sounds like the sanctuary cities are just like, oh, we can't do it no more. They just want more money. That's it.
Right. I agree with that 100%. I mean, that's what makes the world turn, right? Is money.
Yeah.
Everything has to do with money. Speaking of money, right? And how people like to steal it and all that shit like that. Let's take a look. Hey, Lissy here.
What's being revealed here, Jesse, is the truth. Hillary Clinton and the power elite in this country manufactured this Russian collusion lie, actively undermining our democracy and stoking the fires, moving us into this new Cold War with Russia. The damage that they did to the American people, our democracy, and others around the world is immeasurable. It's impossible to measure, and it leads us to this point where we sit today, where we have people who were integral in making this happen, people like Jake Sullivan, now holding very influential positions of power in shaping our country's foreign policy. And what they're doing is telling the American people, they're telling us, saying, hey, you've got to be ready to go to war with Russia or other countries to, spread democracy, to protect democracy. And yet they're actively undermining our democracy here at home. This is their hypocrisy being exposed. And the American people deserve accountability. Hillary Clinton and her warmongers need to be held accountable.
Mr. Donald.
Oh, I love me some Hillary. I wanted to go in and how far are you willing to go with Trump and Hunter Biden? Because there's documented proof that the Russian collusion came from the Hillary campaign. Did it come directly from Hillary's mouth? Can't prove that. Never going to prove that. But why aren't they in jail? So I just still, once again, don't understand how the upper elite just seem, and it's always the Clintons that seem to be able to just do whatever the fuck they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. I mean, what do they have on people? Go ahead.
But this is the other thing I want to get to. I wish everybody, and if you're watching, please spread this around and let everybody in the entire U.S. know democracy doesn't work everywhere. It's not wanted everywhere. Stop trying to push it on people because that's why you meet resistance and we have some of the problems we have now. Why do you think Osama bin Laden wanted to bomb our ass? Because we went over there and tried to push democracy on him. So he bombed our ass. How did it work out? Doesn't work out. Lesson learned, stop doing it. Stop promoting it. It doesn't work everywhere. Not everybody wants it. It's just the illusion that we have here in the United States, and it's the illusion we're living by. So you got to keep it within our borders.
Mr. Espinola.
And that's the way Donnie sees it, and I agree. And I just want to make one comment about migrants that are coming across the United States border illegally. They are not all Mexicans. We have races such as China, Cuba, Dominican, El Salvador, Guatemala, India,
Okay, so
Korea.
give me numbers. Give me numbers with that.
No, I'm not going to give you numbers now because I wasn't prepared for it. But the Americans have a mindset. Oh, it's fucking Mexicans. No, it's not, man. It's not.
There's a lot of different cultures that are coming across the border. I mean,
Yes,
cultures. Can't say the goddamn word.
I'm not going to feed you.
Okay, so.
Well, it's just a heartburn, to hear Mexicans. No, the only thing they're doing is they're using the Mexico border. Is the Mexican government fucking assisting this and they could put a stop? Fuck yeah. And they did it with Trump. And what Trump did was just fucking pay their National Guard force. And I seen them brand new Chevys with their little lights and the gentleman in the back with a 7.16 6260, all brand new. Trump, and that's how Trump did it. He started it from the other side, not this side.
Hey.
Exactly. He's like, look, what do you need? Right. What do you need extra? Because I need you to do this for me.
Yep.
Okay, so if it was some money and not illegally shipped on pallets, Obama, anyways, he was doing it the right way. Oh, you need some money for resources? Okay, I need you to stiffen up your border and I need you to slow this shit down. Help us slow this shit down. Okay?
I was going to say that's exactly where I was going to go with that too. And when he brought that up, I was kind of...
Go ahead, run with it, buddy.
I was saying, why are these people coming over here? Why are these people getting away? It's because it's so bad in Mexico. They think it's better here. So like Trump, he worked with Mexico to make it so that there was a little bit of an incentive for them to stay there. He was trying to make it a little working with the government in Mexico. And I think that was a great thing. And I think that's the answer is you need to work with the Mexican government and make incentives for these people to want to stay there. So they don't want to come here. So they can get a taste of what it's like here or what it used to be like here.
Right.
But that would be the only way, because I think violence and stuff, that's not really the answer.
No.
I think you got to go about it, politically correct.
Now you just got a beat up person or somebody trying to cross the border. Yeah.
I mean, how many immigrants is Hillary putting up at her house?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're probably cutting their grass or something, but they're certainly not living there. You know what I mean?
Well,
they're all doing Pelosi's place.
Yeah.
Mr. B, you want to add?
Yeah, that's really.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'd like to take a crack at this.
One of your fans was asking for you to chime in here. Go ahead.
Yeah. The lion's share of all of this belongs on the shoulders, of course, of Kamala the Wonder Nothing. Joe Biden, many months ago, maybe a year ago, or even longer than that, turned around and said, "Kamala, I'm putting this in your hands. You got to handle it." Has she even showed up down there more than just to maybe sell some paper towels or something?
Right.
She hasn't done a damn thing.
Nope.
The closest thing that we've got doing anything at all is Juji Fruits, the transportation secretary or whatever it is. And all he's doing is arranging buses and maybe train flat cars to move these people, whatever the hell it is. But they're not doing anything to secure the border, to stem the flow, to get these things done, to do anything proactively. And now, all of these people with the sanctuary cities are cramming and screaming and reaching and scratching and saying, "I can't handle this." And everybody else is turning around and saying, "No shit, Dick Tracy, we told you this 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago."
Right.
So now where are we? We're all sitting around here. These guys are doing nothing, picking their nose at the border. The Homeland Security people can't do anything. They're standing around scratching their crotches because they got nothing else they can do. And people keep pouring over the border, and you're wondering where all of these things that are coming up, these sudden terrorist acts with people grabbing cars and driving them into crowds and doing all this crazy shit is coming from. It's a nightmare that we are not going to be able to easily fix. And throwing money at it is the worst thing you could possibly do.
Yes, it is the worst. Yep.
No, we spend so much money on the borders that it's going to kill our budget just the same. But the other problem is too, like Texas went ahead and put the barbed wire in the part of the Rio Grande, the third part, the Rio Grande. They put the little floating barriers to try to help you from not swimming. And now you got Biden and this administration that comes through, and they use federal agents to say, no, take that shit down. Hey, somewhere there's got to be, hey, who owns it? Who's going to own it? Who's going to take control of it?
I got a perfect idea of a solution, but you're probably going to say that I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
Give each and every one of these people a gun and a parachute, put them on a plane, and fly it over to Ukraine. Drop them off and let them go ahead and start fighting the Russians.
Now hold on a minute. Now that's what Mr. Espinoza was saying earlier, man. He, because the topic came up about should illegal immigrants be police officers here in the United States?
Why do you have to say illegal immigrants? Obviously, they're going to be vetted and they're going to be given a green card. When they're given that green card, they're not an illegal migrant. They're a fucking migrant.
Okay, so
in the
now
process.
Wait a minute.
In
Now
the
you're
process.
adding. You're adding.
No, in the process of knowing more about American history than what our fucking kids are taught today in school. Point blank.
What we were taught in
point blank
school history and everything was all wrong anyways.
So why, and then when you have these migrants, illegal migrants, when they turn to migrants, a big thing in policing is put your own kind in that neighborhood.
They can all the history that they want. Are they going to be loyal?
Now you're saying you're going to grab. Now you're going to grab what? 50 of them, vet them out, and if they don't have no history, then okay, they're going to put them in a police academy. So are they going to say, look, you want to get in the country faster? Join the police academy.
No. What's going to happen? What's going to happen when American kids don't want to be cops? Oh, then we'll say
that's going to happen already, bro.
Then we'll say it's okay. Then it's okay. But now it's not okay.
American kids want to be social workers.
Yeah, bro.
No. Let's talk
Damn, B.
about that.
You threw me off, brother.
No, let's talk about that. Everybody wants to talk about illegal immigration, all this. Okay, so when they become work programs that makes them police officers or anything like that, I'm pretty sure if they go in that program, somewhere along the way, they'll get some loyalty. Because there's an end objective for them. You're putting a carrot out in front of the, carriage or whatever to get it down the road. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see a problem with that. That's an actual solution that might work, that you could test out and try, other than, here, let me throw some more money and just let me put more people and put you in a hotel room. And no, that's not working out. Have them go that. Hey, you don't want to do a work program or whatever? Sorry. There's a boat going back. You'll be at Dock 5. Well, maybe next time. We'll see you later. Go back home.
And where are these programs going to come from? Where's the money going to come for these programs?
Okay, no, if you want to use federal dollars, let's use federal dollars for these programs. And you got all these so-called shortages and all these manual labor for warehouse.
The United States in the third quarter. The United States in the third quarter just borrowed $1 trillion.
Okay, but the work programs get them to work, and there's tax revenue, there's money generated because they're paid, they're allowed to spend money, you're generating tax revenue.
Gentlemen, I have a point of order for you that I think you're going to find very important.
What?
and I do have this on a very good authority. They're already seeing it because I know someone who works very closely with a job shop agency and so forth, and they're already seeing companies that are not, they've stopped doing hiring and bringing people in, and they're starting already to do layoffs. The downturn is coming, boys, and it's going to start hitting us like a
Who's
brick.
getting laid off? Who's getting laid off?
What
Yeah, a lot
about
of
these?
people.
What about
Yeah,
if these? What about if they put?
There's a company that my wife had been working for. They're starting to lay people off.
Okay.
My wife just changed her job. Thank God
What's the product?
she shifted.
What's the product?
I can't discuss that.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So
what happens if they
Keith.
put some of these? What happens if they put some of these immigrants into our military? Give them exactly what.
But they do that now.
You know, get them into the military. They have to join the military. They're
They were
here.
doing that back in the Civil War, for God's sake.
No, but hold up. Let the man speak. Go ahead, Keith. Continue.
I mean, just really just get all these immigrants and say, hey, listen, you can't be here unless you're in our military. You got to go to the military first. Bottom line, you got to do the 6 years, and that's the end of it. And they get them into the military right away. And then, of course, women now can be in the military, so it could be women too. So
right. I said that. Gee, we talked about that a while ago on a couple of shows back or whatever. It's like military for citizenship. You know?
Right. Exactly.
I'm pretty sure there's some legal precedents that you can't use a draft type order deal that to gain citizenship. No, it has to be voluntary. What you're doing is basically you're drafting people in the military, and I believe there's some legal terms and everything else. Unless we're actively at war, which we are not right now, you can't have a draft.
We're gonna be soon,
you know
though.
what I mean?
It's coming.
Well, I'm not saying we're not. It's coming, but I think there's some legalities there that won't allow that. They can still do that program where it helps them get to citizenship. The military still has that. They just got to volunteer to do it. So the immigration problem is not going to stop until we spend dollars. They want to keep throwing money at it. Well, spend those dollars with American companies down in the countries where they're coming from and give them a reason to stay, like you mentioned before, Keith. That's a more viable solution to what's going on than let me just put them up in hotel rooms here, because everybody's seeing, like we all mentioned, we can't house this many people. We don't have the space. We don't have the room. It's just not feasible.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
I'm sorry it's shitty where you at, but go back home because it's just as shitty here.
Okay, so before we even talk more programs for the illegals that are coming out of taxpayers' money.
And can I add one more thing?
Sure.
Quick. Mr. B was right about this. We have something coming, a big
downturn.
Job layoff. Companies going to be closing doors. There's going to be a hit we're going to be taking. It's going to hit us like a brick. And I agree with you completely on that. So
well, yeah, but in what area? Retail,
all
shipping,
over, name it.
All over.
Yeah.
I mean, because you know,
it's going to run the gambit, my friends.
All the Christmas tree shops just went under. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's due to people buying shit online. Listen.
Bed Bath & Beyond's too. They all close a lot.
Yeah, well, Bed Bath & Beyond owned Christmas Tree Shop or vice versa. So once Bed Bath & Beyond started announcing stuff, all of a sudden, you know, I had an idea. I was looking at the Wall Street page on my phone, and I took the wife up to the Christmas Tree Shop, and I go in there, and the manager put up a sign saying, "Oh, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen to this Dartmouth Christmas Tree Shop or whatever." And like I looked at him like, lady, did you like read on the internet? I mean, it even says right here in this article, Dartmouth. So I couldn't understand why she was putting that up. Maybe corporate was giving him a bunch of bullshit lies. You know what I mean? But okay, so we're talking about money. The Treasury reported that the government spent more than $4.08 trillion from October 2022 to June 2023, while generating only $3.413 trillion in taxpayer revenue. So now we're borrowing money. And now we're talking about programs for illegals. We already the Dreamer thing that should be enough, right? I mean, that was the whole big thing, right? Leave, who was here alone, please. And I was for it. I was like, fucking cool, man. You know what I mean? Nobody has to be chased around. You was here, prove yourself, how long you was here, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? That being said,
I hope Trump gets back in.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
You and me both.
Mr. B.
Hey, Mr.
Okay, anyways, look, that's
Yes, sir.
tons of money. Where's the money, man? Donnie,
What?
get over here.
What? We spend more than we take in.
Yeah.
That's why they just want to get rid of the debt ceiling, because then they don't have to worry about all this. Oh well, we're at the limits. They don't have to budget themselves. Of course, and that's the way people. And it's just not our government. All the governments they work that way, and they somehow they borrow money to pay their debt, and they just get further in debt, and then it goes back to like what we talked about last week, or a week or two ago, where China's like, their sovereignty debt, they're like, yeah, whatever, we're not gonna pay it, fuck off, we don't care. Yeah, we owe you money, we don't care. That's how governments are to the U.S., but the U.S. wants to, no, we're gonna pay our bills, we're gonna do right by you. Well, shit, man, I don't know what to tell you. That's all they're gonna do is keep putting that burden on the people and the taxpayers at work, and just it's gonna be that way. That's how we live now, because the politicians really don't give a fuck about nothing but themselves and their pocketbook.
Mr. Espinoza. 3 minutes before break.
Okay. So I'd like to dedicate my time right now to this one Marine. He was one of the 13 that got tragically blown up at the border when they had the individual in their sights, but nobody had the balls enough to tell him to squeeze the trigger. So here we go. Marine Corps Lance Corporal David L. Espinoza, 20 years old, of Rio Bravo, Texas. Elizabeth Holguin told TV station KGGNS that she is trying to make sense of the death of her son, Lance Corporal David Espinoza. According to KGNS, Holguin received a phone call at 2:30 a.m. from the military to inform her that Espinoza had been killed in an explosion in Kabul. I call a lie on that, because the military won't call you that. They will come as a casualty assistance officer. But anyways, so according to her, this is what she had to say about her own son. He was a great kid, never had trouble with nothing, she said of her son. He never got into trouble. He was a great, great guy, very proud of him. Espinoza's stepfather, Victor Manuel Dominguez, became a part of his life, age 3, but Dominguez saw him as his son. He was never a stepson. He was as a stepfather. To close out, David Espinoza, a Laredo native killed in Afghanistan, embodied the values of American grit, dedication, service, and valor, Quelia wrote. He joined the military after high school. He did so with the intention of protecting our nation and demonstrating his selfless acts of service. I mourn him and all the fallen heroes in Afghanistan. God rest your soul, David, and thank you for your service.
God
Amen.
Bless. Amen. God bless.
Yes.
Mr. B, a minute.
A minute for what?
Before break, Mr. B.
Yeah, okay. Well, when we come back, I'd like to discuss the Anheuser-Busch issue. But about this particular issue...
Yeah, we ain't doing that now because you didn't ask me polite. Go ahead.
About this particular issue, there isn't any one good solution for this.
Right.
Unfortunately, they've opened the Pandora's box, and in doing so, they've also opened up a vortex, almost like what you would find in a black hole. It is sucking all of our resources out, and because of it, we can't pay attention to all of the other things that are going on, like, the Chinese and the Russian floating boats off the coast of Alaska and doing
They
other
do that
things.
shit all the time.
I hear the sound, stumbling laughter, holding on to each other, Missed the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
I see the view stretching before us, cathedral bells and a chorus, morning larks singing out to the dawn. I miss me and you, boy with style, on our bikes single file, day drinking at a cafe in Cologne. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Are we getting old? Am I getting over? Gotta catch my breath before we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
We stayed out playing past
That was
midnight.
years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for more of The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network. We got another good show coming to the FFN Network, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But I want to let Mr. Donald in because he doesn't like me, having an open monologue. Go, Donald.
Hey, I just wanted to close out on the money. I just want to say the only thing I can see that's feasible that you can do to protect yourself is take W-2 money, turn it into 1099 money, and you'll get taxed a whole lot less, and you'll be better off. Get yourself out of debt. That's the only thing you can do to help. Okay, I'm done.
You agree with that?
Well, all I know is that Texas has a surplus of their budget, and we're not the biggest. We're second with people to California, and we just do just fine, man. Why is that? Why is that? 160 billion.
Let's find out real quick.
Yes, sir.
Pete, how do you feel about that?
Well, I have to agree with Mr. Espinola.
Oh, Mr. Espinola. Sorry.
And yeah, I mean, I'm doing fine myself. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, W-2 money, you know, into 1099, I guess you could do it. I mean, if you find a way, be less
Right.
taxes, you know.
Yeah, it's less taxes, but you own your time.
But you
work
own
for
your
you,
time,
not
right?
for them.
You're working for yourself,
So,
you know.
yeah. That's also passive income, i.e., investment stuff like that, where you get
Right,
a dividend return.
right.
Let's find out from how Mr. B feels. Mr. B?
Um, if you ask me, I think what they ought to do is just completely revamp the damn tax law to begin with. This whole 1099 bullshit is just exactly that. It's either you're working for a company or you're working for yourself, and that's it. 1099. You get people who are selling things on eBay, and even if they're making a few hundred or a few thousand or whatever else dollars, whatever else, they're still getting taxed on 1099s for it. And why?
That's
What's
the
it
people
doing?
that report it.
Yeah, oh no. If you're selling through any of these entities now, eBay or whatever else, it's getting reported.
Ah,
And
okay.
at the end of the year, you're getting the 1099, whether you like it or not.
Right.
And this is I I I don't know. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax attorney or whatever. All I know is this tax system that we have has got to be revamped. And the other thing we got to revamp is getting rid of the damn liberals that keep using the tax system to rape us of our cash.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Espinoza.
Yes, and I didn't know that, Mister B. That's good to know. But and then I could see why they need them 85,000 agents because Americans are going to try to not to pay their taxes.
Oh, we don't
And
need
no,
no
listen, no,
87,000 IRS fucking, agents.
and then when I forget, when you interrupt me,
I
then you
know.
call me stupid.
Yeah, I'm bad for
No,
that. Go ahead.
no, seriously, guys. Americans don't agree the way their dollars are being spent. And they're going to try to do everything they can. And, they can not to pay taxes by instead of going on eBay, go on Craigslist, because I don't think they're to that system yet. But do you blame them?
No.
No, do we blame our common taxpayer just like we all are here? What they're doing with the money? And so that's when you're going to see honest Americans, and I know this sounds ridiculous, but honest Americans hiding what they make so the government can't go give it to some country in Pakistan to do transgender studies.
And now you know why they're trying to get rid of paper currency and hard currency and turn everything into freaking credit cards. Because then there's a paper trail. Then it can be found, and you can't escape the tax man's hand from that.
I think Mr. B's on to something with having the taxes reformed, the laws, and having just a straight percentage that people pay. Because I tell you, if I had to pay 10%, that'd be a lot less than a millionaire that has to pay 10%. So, but again, all your millionaires and billionaires, they're the 1%ers. So those are the guys that control everything. So they don't want that to happen. So, you know how that goes.
I don't think it's so much the 1%ers.
Yeah.
I think it's them dumbasses in Washington D.C.
Yeah,
They're called the
too.
Senate and the House of Representatives. No, because let's not jump on the billionaires. They busted their ass to get where they're at, and don't forget about how much taxes they pay in
Well, we ain't
property
talking
taxes,
about the silver spoon.
employer.
Go ahead, Donnie.
Employer taxes, Jeff Bezos, how many times he's got to match employer contributions for taxes, all that other shit that gets generated, all the commercial properties. They pay taxes on all that shit, so they pay their fair share of taxes. Don't be pissed off at them because they get a loophole and they got enough money to have a tax accountant that knows the loophole to save them some money. Because that's what it sounds like everybody's really pissed off about.
Right.
Don't be mad at them. Get mad at them fuckers in D.C. that let the loophole keep going through. That they say they did all this shit to cut tax loopholes, but then they create 2, 3 more for every one they close.
Right. You want to fix the fucking tax law? There's one. Get it out of there.
Right.
You know what I mean? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys, Let's take a listen.
Mike Pence's testimony could take Trump down. Bill O'Reilly, by Thomas Kika. Testimony from former Vice President Mike Pence could be what brings former President Donald Trump down, according to former Fox News host Bill O'Reilly. Trump last week was indicted on federal charges related to his alleged attempts to interfere with the results of the 2020 presidential election, the result of an investigation by the Department of Justice, DOJ, and Special Counsel Jack Smith. Charges are conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, conspiracy against rights, and obstruction of an official proceeding. Trump pleaded not guilty to all charges during his arraignment hearing in Washington, D.C. on Thursday. Amid the many discussions surrounding the investigation and subsequent indictment, Pence has been floated as a key potential witness for the prosecution, given his proximity to Trump as his vice president and his key role in the former president's plans. One of Trump's alleged final plans to overturn the election results involved pushing for Pence to throw them out during the certification process on January 6, 2021, which he refused to do and denied having the authority to do. Speaking with WABC radio host Sid Rosenberg on Tuesday, O'Reilly said that Pence is the only potential witness whose testimony could prove definitively that Trump knew there had not been widespread fraud in the 2020 election. So there's only one guy that can convict Donald Trump, and that's Mike Pence, O'Reilly said. And if Pence goes into the courtroom and says Donald Trump knew the election was not a fraud, but he said it anyway, and I can prove it. And here's the proof. Donald Trump goes down. Somebody like Mark Meadows would say, yeah, I was in the same conversation and Trump said X, Y, and Z. That would be really damning. Pence himself is an honest man. He's in over his head now. Newsweek reached out to Trump's office via email for comment. In the wake of Trump's latest indictment, Pence said in an interview with CNN's Dana Bash that he would comply if called to testify in the trial. I have no plans to testify. But, look, we'll always comply with the law, Pence said. But, I don't know what the path of this indictment will be. Meanwhile, Trump's lawyer in the case, John Lauro, said that he welcomes Pence's testimony. Mike Pence will be one of our best witnesses at trial. I cannot wait until I have the opportunity to cross-examine Mr. Pence, Lauro told ABC anchor George Stephanopoulos on Sunday. Based on what Vice President Pence will say, the government will never be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump had corrupt or criminal intent. And that's what this case is about.
You know, I don't know if the government can meet the standard, the burden of proof beyond reasonable doubt for criminal charges. But the American people deserve to know that President Trump and his advisors didn't just ask me to pause. They asked me to reject votes, return votes, essentially to overturn the election and to keep faith with the oath that I made to the American people and to Almighty God. I rejected that out of hand, and I did my duty that day.
Let's go with Mr. Keith down there. I'd like to get your take on all of this Trump indictment and Biden and Hunter, because that's where we're going, brother.
Oh, my God. Well, I think beyond reasonable doubt it's going to be the way they're going to go with Trump. I think he can beat it that way. You got to remember, Pence is also trying to run for president as a Republican, so he doesn't want to go against Trump. So he'll probably do anything to eliminate him to keep himself in the running. It'll look better for him. So I'm sure he's got a plan of some sort. Whether it's truthful or not, who will ever know? But again, a reasonable doubt. That's the way the attorneys are going for. So, I think that's. I don't think Trump's going to get anything out of this. I think it's another witch hunt on their end. That's what I think.
Right. And we're pretty much in agreement with that. But what I don't understand is why everybody else, and when I say everybody else, I kind of mean Democrats, and why didn't see the fact that it has been proven that the Obama administration and the Clintons, they bugged Trump's fucking Trump Tower house or whatever. Okay, they also got him. What the hell is oh, Jesus Christ. I lost my train of thought. Wants to jump in.
They're afraid of him.
What?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
But here we go again with Trump, though. you openly, even the video there, it says openly, they won't meet the burden of proof to convict this dude on these charges. And there's a lot of articles and constitutional lawyers that are, chiming in on this, and they're saying all the claims that, Trump said the election was fraud and there was wrongdoing. Those are all protected by First Amendment freedom of speech.
First Amendment rights.
They're all
But
protected by First Amendment rights. So stop hounding on that as the media, though, and as everybody in the public. Come with some facts, because once again, you're just using hearsay and bullshit to create a narrative that doesn't exist.
Right.
Mr. B.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Joseph Goebbels said it back in the 1930s and 40s. If you say a lie loud enough and often enough, it becomes a truth.
Mm-hmm.
And the media is a wonderful instrument on which one can play. And that is exactly what these people have been doing. And yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, Hillary and Barack the Wonder Schmuck have done all kinds of wonderful things, filthy, absolutely disgusting, un-American things that they should have been not just prosecuted for, but thrown out of the country over, or better than that, held for treason and acts thereof. But no. Why? Because they're Hillary and they're Barack the Wonder Schmuck, and they're the left wing, and everybody likes to kiss their ass.
Well, Trump got some good news today. Okay, a judge in Pennsylvania determined that former President Trump cannot be sued by an election official over statements he made casting suspicion on the 2020 election results during his presidency, due to the protection provided by presidential immunity.
Exactly. So he's protected. You're not going to get him. So quit wasting your time with this stuff.
Right.
And good for the judge down in Florida or whatever that said, why are you still having an open investigation using it in Florida, but you're charging him in D.C.? I mean, I really like that, because I thought we were supposed to go to trial where we committed the crimes. And I just think every time they turn around and more comes out, it just plays out to, this is a witch hunt against him. But we've already talked about it before. It doesn't matter if he's indicted. He can go to trial and still be president.
There have been so many egregious things that have been done, to say nothing of the illegal search and seizures that happened down at Mar-a-Lago, all the rest of the things that have happened, and now that you've got all the people that are pandering, running around, ducking and doing whatever they can to cover, and they just keep doubling down and digging the holes deeper. The American people know and they understand now that all of this is nothing more than a bunch of whitewashed bullshit.
Yep.
They don't care. You could charge him with attacking Mother Teresa in the middle of downtown wherever, and they're just going to turn around and say, you know what, I'd rather go out and clean my razor or whatever. Why? Because they're tired of this. They have been beating this red herring and all of these red herrings for years now, and everybody sees the writing on the wall with gasoline again approaching $4 a gallon, with the world around them crumbling when their jobs are going to start washing away, and all the bank foreclosures are going to start happening, all the other things that are going to start happening, and it's coming.
Market crack. Stock market's going to go down.
The stock market, hell, the stock market, the supermarket.
Yeah, supermarket.
Boys, you're going to see interruptions, not just sure, you're going to see interruptions in the flow of foods. You're going to see interruptions in an awful lot of things that you take for granted. You want to go to the store and buy a bottle of rubbing alcohol, or you want or shaving cream, or a steak, or a
What do you do? Freeze up?
I think
I
he
guess he
did.
throws up, but I know where he's going with it. And yes,
Yep.
there's so many predictors out there that nobody's telling the truth when it comes to the economy.
Okay, I'm fixing them. Go ahead.
Nobody's
Don.
really telling the truth. Some people,
Now,
it's a soft landing. Other people, it's going to be still coming. Other people, they use some other predictor, and all of a sudden it's, we're already in a recession. Nobody's telling the truth. So I can agree with what Mr. B is saying, because there's a lot of articles that say, almost like Great Depression type deal is about to come and hit the U.S. again.
Yep.
But I just don't trust anything in the news because, they're all full of shit.
Trump's ratings just keep going up, though. That's great.
Yeah, every time they talk about this dude, his ratings go up.
The
That's
whole
why he don't
thing.
give a shit.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
talk bad about me. Great. I just made $2 billion.
so
I
for
mean,
me, and I know all pretty much. I can't speak for you, gentlemen, but I'm sure you're in agreement with me that they're just trying to do everything they possibly can so he can't run his reelection program, right?
Absolutely.
you know me. I was one of them guys saying, hell yeah, he needs to go to jail. But even I've turned to, you guys are just going after straws. You're wasting time and energy.
Right, and that was, pretty much our argument all the time.
But, hey, let's think of this though. Think of this. That would be twice they tried to smear this man, and he wins. What the hell happens if he wins? Because have you read some of the stuff he wants to do if he wins? About how he wants to use the Department of Justice to attack those people that were going after him? How he wants to pull back federal power and put it just to the president only?
To the victors go the spoils, boys.
Yeah, I know. But that sounds like dictatorship to me. That leads us right down to dictatorship. There's no way in hell you're going to let the president.
That's biblical eye for an eye, pal.
No, it's not. It ain't no biblical eye for an eye.
Oh no.
No, that's premeditated.
Let me see. They're not using the Department of Justice against this man, persecuting him that way.
They haven't openly admitted it. They haven't openly admitted, said, yes, we're doing it. No, we got to prove it. Trump, on the other hand, has openly said, I will use that to go after them. You really want that kind of person in office?
You know where you stand, don't you? He's not pulling any punches.
Yeah, but he's
going to drain the swamp.
Win all day.
He wants to drain the swamp.
Fill it with concrete.
Exactly. That's exactly. When he got, everybody thought that he wasn't going to be president anyways. Everybody. Anyhow, he became president, and he just put these people out in front for what they were, what they are.
Do you know why everything that happened to him while he was president was had happened? Because he was just too damn nice.
What? He was too nice.
He was too damn nice. He could have turned around and brought the full weight of the government against the people who were pulling their shit and shut them all down, and he didn't. Right. Well, this time he's going to come back, and he's going to come back like hell's fire fury, worse than an unpaid French whore. He's going to come back pissed.
That's something I don't think that I would want him to do. Okay, for the simple fact is you don't, and Trump is a baby, so, you got to know that too. And I certainly don't want him coming back into office and going, all right, I'm going to get you, and I'm going to send the DOJ after you. And what I want him to do is come back, finish the policies that he was going with. I don't want him to, sorry for this, fellas. I don't want him to withdraw us from NATO, okay? No. I do want him to say to NATO, like he said before, like, look, everybody's going to pay the fucking equal share here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We're not going to spend all this money all the time. And everything else that, you know what I mean? It's
pipeline,
global
gas,
warming.
NATO.
Global warming. Yep. Everybody. You want to talk climate change and all of this shit? Okay, all you people. All you nations are going to put in the same percentage. You know what I mean? What are we going to take the burden all the time for? Fucking more than half these countries don't like us. You know what I mean? So, but they like our money. You know what I mean? So,
But if you look into where Hunter is doing now, that's how you make money as a politician with all these people. And you do this at peddling influence. So that's why we don't get out of this rut.
I agree,
money
bro.
involved.
I wonder how much money Hunter would have if it didn't all go up his nose.
Well, we're gonna get that. Hey,
Man, he's got
the
plenty.
money
He's
he
got
was
plenty.
making, believe me, he'd be able to sit on his couch and snort coke
Yeah,
for the rest of
that
his
dude's
life.
got enough to look like Scarface, man.
I can't
All right.
believe I can't believe he left some coke behind in the in that stateroom there that he was in.
Yeah, at the White
man,
House,
he's
it was
beginning.
him.
It
was
wasn't
him.
his.
Hey, he
It
was
was
already
him.
It was
too booted.
leftovers from FDR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Dude, that's like the 4th of July video. If you watch it, when he goes behind his Jill, his head's high. His head goes down, left arm up. There's a toke. Clean the nose. We're good to go.
right,
He's right there on the balcony doing it.
right,
Come
right, right,
Man,
right. It's just I don't know. It's crazy, Mr. Epistonia. You've been
Espinoza.
quiet for a while. Espinoza. Turn your mic on. Oh, he was bad.
Funding for this program is
Yeah,
brought
he
to you
was
by
bad.
the
Go ahead.
School for the Deaf.
The host unmuted your mic. Thank you, Blaze.
Thanks, bro. I apologize for that so bad.
No, you're good, brother. I really don't have nothing to quote on Mr. Trump. I just think if he gets reelected again, we're going to have another 4 years of turmoil. I mean, they fucking hate him. They just despise it, man.
Look, let's hope for the Senate and the House then, and him. That'd be fantastic.
You know, Trump was a shaker. He wasn't a mover, man. He didn't move what he wanted to move, and
they didn't let him.
No, bro. They just threw so many blocks, and you know, with Biden in
Exactly.
office,
It's just like the Republicans did to fucking
Biden
Obama.
in office right now, there's no use to fucking impeaching Biden. You don't have the fucking votes, McCarthy. So let's get rid of this dirtbag.
They do.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
God damn.
Okay. Even if they don't, why is it this is what fucking conservatives do all the time, independents, I don't give a what you are. Okay, it's what we do all the time. Okay, it's like, fuck, we don't need to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just try to fix it, the important things. We don't need, for me, it's the point, man. Okay, to say, let's fucking bring them up on impeachment charges. Okay, come on, man.
Why?
Come on, because the Democrats get a break for freaking everything.
No, but you know why? It's because the Democrats stick together their storyline. I have to give it to them. I have to give it to them, man.
What? They're better crooks than the fucking the Republicans?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Donald, go.
No, I agree 100% with Demas, and yes, they're better crooks because they openly tell you that they're robbing you, and we don't even know it, so they know how to hide it better.
That's true too.
The Republicans, this is a point where if you're asking me and you wanting me to vote for you as a Republican, this would be the time where I would want to see you say, you know what, we're not going to go through this madness. We're already into election style to get a new president, so we're going to focus on that, getting someone to get Joe out of office, and we're going to keep moving forward. I'm not going to talk this impeachment when I know damn well I can't get the votes. It's a waste of time and energy, resources, everything. So let it go. Focus your attention on getting somebody to actually be legitimately run as a Republican nominee. You want to get rid of Trump? You guys talk that stuff. We'll put somebody out there that can beat him then, because you ain't got nobody out there.
They don't got nobody. Right. You're right.
Not
yet. They don't got nobody. Not yet. Well, who do you see? Who do you see?
We can save it for the next
Kennedy?
segment.
All right, next segment. Mr. B, got an answer? Got 30 seconds.
Who do I see? Believe it or not, I think they're going to put it probably with Kamala.
Oh, God.
And that Kennedy schmuck.
Yeah.
Well,
Keith, 15 seconds.
Nobody can beat Trump.
Well, we know where he stands.
Yeah, but he Yeah, but he stands right there to the right. He's not one of these individuals like you, Blaze. Oh, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. No, there's no fucking such
Who the
thing as
fuck?
the
When did the
middle.
fuck I ever say I'm in the middle?
You're in the middle,
Oh,
but you're
fuck out of
strong
here.
right.
It's
You're a
called
Democrat or
rational.
Republican.
I am a
Fucking
fucking
bullshit.
conservative.
Oh God.
End of story.
Yeah, that's a Republican, dude.
I
Try
don't
to
care.
See, that's another
Donald,
square.
bullshit to you too. Ladies and gentlemen,
Later,
we'll be
guys.
right back. Stick around for the more of the way we see it. Last half hour tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. And when we come back, we will be talking about Ukraine. See you in about 3 to 4 minutes.
Anheuser-Busch, too.
I hear the sound, stumbling laughter, holding on to each other. Miss the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
I see the view stretching before us, cathedral bells and a chorus, morning larks singing out to the dawn. I miss me and you, boy, with style, on our bikes, single file, day drinking at a cafe in Cologne. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Are we getting old? Am I getting over? Gotta catch my breath before we go. We stayed out playing past midnight.
That was years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
We stayed out playing past
That was
midnight.
years ago.
Now something just ain't right.
Better take it slow.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the last half hour and the last segment of The Way We See It, right here on the FFN Network. Don't forget to check us out on ffnnetwork.live. Go ahead and go check out our website there. Mr. Aspasianola.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd put something up in a private chat. I don't have time to read it. Would you like to elaborate here on the show?
Yeah, what I put, yes, I would. And this is from Malcolm X. Take him as you seen him in your life. But he had this one statement, and the statement was, excuse me, the media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent. And that's power because they control the minds of the masses.
That's
Period.
crazy, right?
Yeah. And out of all the Mr. B agrees with me on that, man.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what we need to shake up as Americans is just fucking change the dial. Change the dial. You know, these Hollywood workers, I mean, movie stars and actors and writers, they're all on strike. And it's like, fuck, man. You see it on news and you're like, I'm supposed to care
A
about
great
them?
number of years ago now,
Yeah.
when they had the last
it's
Hollywood strike, they had the Oscars, and they didn't have any of the right. So the people, what usually they have a 3-hour thing with the Oscar. It was done in 31 minutes. I couldn't be more tickled pink. Finally, they came out. Yes, they asked you for this person. Boom. They asked you for this. Boom. They asked you for that. Boom. We don't need those dumb, daffy, unionized, money grubbing, crotch grabbing sons of bitches. We don't need them.
Culture changing shitbags that are changing the mindset of our youth today. That's really putting a hurt. I'm sorry, Donnie. I busted in on you, brother. You are aged
No,
up.
go ahead, because so Elvis was a, what'd you just say? What kind of dirtbag? Elvis.
Who?
I just said money grubbing shitbags.
I didn't.
What's that?
I said money grubbing shitbags.
Mind grubbing
Said
shitbag.
Elvis.
So Elvis was a mind grubbing shitbag. Aristotle. Let's see, Einstein, Benjamin Franklin. You know, all these inventors were probably, what were they? Because they change kids in their minds just the same way. Educators do it. Well, good ones anyway. They'll change a kid's mind. They're mind grubbing assholes too. Come on now, let's be real about this.
I was talking about union sons of bitches, not these people.
But I'm just saying.
No, but I was talking about
Yeah.
these. No, but I was the one that was talking about these people. Me, Mr. Espinosa.
okay.
Yes, man. Yes. Why? Fuck, they haven't even went to college, man.
Who gives a shit about that?
Not even to college. And they have the audacity to say this is right and this is wrong. Man, get the fuck out of here, you Hollywood. That shit could blow up and fall into the ocean for all I care about.
No, I'm not going to doubt that.
That's how I feel.
I'm not going to doubt that principle about, you know, hey, what's right or what's wrong. That's why it's called a movie and it's called fiction, because it's made believe and it's not reality.
Damn it,
that's
Donnie. But they take that into real life.
That's the dummies that take it into real life. There's extremism in everywhere you go, because that same reality you're talking about is a form of extremism. Where you take what's non-reality and try to push it into reality. That's extremism. Because you can't
do it.
You just die hard. I'm only, is it this way? I'm more concerned with the 11,000 Los Angeles city workers that want to strike to show their support for the actors. I'm more concerned with that, because that can actually shut down a city. Sanitation.
Wait a minute, Donnie. Are you just saying that the construction, whatever, is going to go on strike because of the fucking actors?
Yes, there was an article. I put it up in the chat for y'all. There's a group of people that want to show their solidarity, and half of them are like 11,000 of them are city workers. They work for the city of Los Angeles. They want to go on strike, and so they can
leave that kid alone.
How about you be concerned with that?
They call it striking in sympathy. It's another bunch of bullshit.
I'd like to hear from our guest, Mr. Keith.
I think it's all greed motivated. It's just greed. They want more. Yeah. They want better. They want.
Well, let's look at it. let's look at it this way. I mean, I could care less about anybody that does a show that makes money, and you're making like $100,000 an episode. Okay, me, I'm looking at the little guy that's out there on a picket line. To be honest with you, you know, the fucking camera guy. You know, the guy who writes the shows, and probably don't see that kind of money. You know what I mean? So
Well, they're doing pretty
I
good.
I yes, I agree there, Blaze. But when you come to Tom Hanks, Kim Kardashian, the trash they're putting out there, the trash, and these little girls are following these kids.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
That moral compass, I gotta stay firm and steady.
yeah.
You know, I know some of you guys may have different feelings and
No,
stuff,
I feel
but
you on it.
I go get my my stupid juice from my nicotine machine here, and
Yeah.
I'll just talk to the kid, and he'll look a little tired. I'm like, "What's up, man? You can't stand on your dick all day and your legs. I mean, your dick all night and your legs all day. You know, just fucking with him." I'm like, "How's your girlfriend?" He's like, "Man, there's no good girls out here. They're all Kim Kardashians." And I was like, "Wow."
Yeah.
Wow, this is El
Yeah.
Paso.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
but
about a
that-
25
that-
year old good looking man.
Right. Right. That's what and thank God for them. There's still some out there. You know what I mean? That don't, they wanna, they want the job. They want to be married. They want to raise a family. You know what I mean? Something that we used to call the American dream. You know. And as this person is looking around, he's like, just what he said. There's nothing around here but Kardashian girls. You know what I mean? What kind? I don't know. I mean,
Uh,
I
uh,
personally don't think that any of the Kardashians should be role models for anybody. I'm sorry.
they are, bro.
No, I know they are, but that's just
They shouldn't even be on TV. They're idiots. Really.
I agree with you, Keith. I mean,
But as my friend Donnie would say, they're bringing the money in. They're
of
bringing the
course
money
everything's
in.
about money, man.
That one little Jenner child, she's a billionaire. She went out to Instagram and say, "Help me! I need X amount of money to hit the billion mark." She got it. She got it. She's doing something right. I can't hate her on that.
Taking her booty.
Can I be a devil's advocate here, folks?
Of course.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
You know what? One good thing that they actually did.
What?
Their being who they are actually did. But one good thing that their being they are actually did, got rid of Bruce Jenner.
True.
Yeah. Well,
look what happened.
That
to
goes
him.
to show you how bad their influence is, and they can brainwash you. He came out of that family abroad.
Come on, Donnie, help me
You know
out
what I
here.
mean?
Hit me to the ground.
No, I
Punch
just
me in the head.
Okay, listen,
No.
Donnie, 30 seconds because Mr. B's asked me he would like to talk about this next segment. So go ahead, bud.
No, I just the Kardashians. They're good role models if you want to be a business and because they make a lot of money on the side. That stupid ass show that they play on and they act on, which is probably an act. It's not reality TV. It's an act.
Yes.
That's making money. It's an act. That thing to me is no different.
I
than
agree
the
with
Cosby
that,
Show
man.
or Law and Order or any other damn thing. It's all fictional and made up.
I agree with
They're
that.
making money, so don't be mad at them. But
They should take in
Well,
some immigrants
listen,
then.
I don't
They
know
should
why
take
you
in some
say don't
immigrants.
be mad at them. Fine, they can make all the money in the fucking world, Donnie. I don't care. But they are an influence, man. They
Okay,
are an
but
influence.
Guess what? You're not going to be able to block all the influence in the world now because
I understand that, but that's a big influence.
You just got to talk to people. You actually
then-
have to sit down and talk to people and say, no, that shit ain't happening.
Right.
That's not
But
the
you
reality.
can't go out and say stuff like that. Then you want to be a communist fucking, country where you can't do that. I get all of that, but I don't know. It's a fucked up situation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to run this little video real quick. There's nothing wrong with your phone or anything. Mr. B's screen might just turn red. But we're going to run this little video, and Mr. B will be on his rampage rage.
Trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney speaking publicly about the backlash that ensued after she featured Bud Light beers in 2 Instagram posts back in April. Mulvaney says the company never reached out to her after the onslaught of threats, bullying, and hate speech.
I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all.
In a statement to the New York Times, a spokesperson for Bud Light said, quote, "As we've said, we remain committed to programs and partnerships we have forged over decades with organizations across a number of communities, including those in the LGBTQ+ community. The privacy and safety of our employees and our partners is always our top priority."
Donald.
So all the money you made and millionaire or whatever that you are now, that you can't afford security and you do all that? No, that's the problem I have with some of these sponsorships and the, I guess, agreements, or the reality of what people think of what a company is supposed to do for you and what they're not. Hey, you went out there and you blabbed your mouth and you said what you said and you did the commercials and an influencer and all that shit. So security's on you, man. Don't expect Bud Light to do that. Bud Light's just paying you to promote their product. Your personal safety is not their business. So don't act like they need to do anything for you. Right or wrong? I mean,
Keith.
Yeah, I agree with them. It's not on Bud Light to protect them. They went out there on their own to do that. That's their own problem.
Hey, before we give it to Mr. B, I'd just like to say a couple of things, because I know you're loading up there in the baddest circle. But no, man, I think America showed the beer manufacturers that don't fuck with our product. And that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say, Mr.
Go ahead,
B.
Mr. B.
Okay, I'm going to ask for a little latitude here, boys, girls out there, whatever else. I'm going to step back about 9 years. How many of you here in the New England area? We got Blazeman here from here, and our guest is here tonight. Anybody else here from the New England area? Remember, about 9 years ago, a small regional supermarket chain by the name of Market Basket had a little turmoil going on, and they went out and they said, we're going to cause people to boycott this corporation because you're doing things wrong. And for weeks, and which went into months, 25,000 employees convinced millions, literally, of patrons to not shop at their store. And look what happened. At that time, they had 71 open and operating stores, and now they've got over 100. This company is in the hands of the one that everybody likes to have, who ran the company properly, and everybody's happy.
What was
here now? The same example is being shown on a grand scale against Anheuser-Busch, a boycott, ladies and gentlemen. A boycott has caused these people, just recently, they announced today, Anheuser-Busch selling off 8 of their labels. They're going down in flames. And why? Because somewhere in an advertising agency said, we're going to go and tuck in with these people and start progressing things and projecting this particular thing and taking the company and the country in this direction, whether they like it or not. Well, guess what?
Mr. B, I have a quick question for you.
Go right ahead.
So Market Basket, I've patronized in it. What was the infraction they did to the public that drew that outcry?
What had happened was there were 2 cousins in the spotlight, an Arthur T. and an Arthur S. DeMoulis. Arthur T. DeMoulis and Arthur S. DeMoulis have been fighting back and forth over who should run the company, who should own the company. And finally, Arthur S. won a court case. And eventually he wound up taking control of things and forcing Arthur T. DeMoulis out. And one by one, the people at the head of the corporation who were his dream team that he had that was running with him were being let go or kicked out or whatever else. And finally everybody said, you know what? That's it. And they all started jumping ship. And jump ship, the top management did big time. They brought in a couple of people that they thought were going to be co-CEOs and run the company and whatever else. And with everything that had happened and ensued, it ran the company into the ground, losing millions a day, hundreds of millions a month, and bringing the company down to a thing so that Arthur S. couldn't possibly sell the company for what its true value was.
And to let everybody know how passionate Mr. B is, this is something from 2014.
So I got a question. So, the video's going.
Trying to get the damn bitch.
How are you? How you doing? Good. How you doing, young lady? Good to see you. What's your name? Heidi.
Is it running?
Heidi. How long you working? Almost 5 years. Do you believe in Arthur T. DeMoulis? I sure do.
Absolutely.
Do you believe in Market Basket?
I do.
I'm sure you do. You, young lady, are A#1 prime, U.S. Market Basket strong. God love you. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Outstanding. What's your name, sir?
Louis Faria.
Louis, where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah, where are you from originally? From here?
Azores.
Azores, my
Yes.
goodness. And you're all the way up here working for Market Basket. You like?
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
You got to migrate there. You got to migrate.
All fixed, guys. Sorry about that.
Okay, so
You just wanted to try out your technical difficulties.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
slide.
did.
Sorry, fuck. Love you, bro.
Go ahead, Keith.
My battery's
hell?
dying, and I'm on low power, so I'm gonna have to go.
Okay, bud.
I
Listen,
wanna
it
say-
was absolute
Thank
pleasure.
you for having me. It was great meeting all of you and all having a great talk. Thank you again.
It's been an honor. Thank you very much for spending your time
It's
with
been
us.
an honor for me too.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
You're gonna come back?
Yeah, I'll come back.
All right. That's what I
All
want to
right.
hear, bro. I hope you had a good
Reach out,
time.
I'll come back. All right.
Yes,
Tell us
sir.
an issue. Tell us an issue, man, when you come back, so we can tackle it.
Yeah, we
together
didn't
with
hit his
you.
electric cars. We didn't hit his electric cars. man.
Electric cars next time. We'll talk about it.
You got it.
All right,
Electric
bud.
cars.
Okay.
Thank you
Nice
guys.
talking to
Sorry,
you.
but next time
Later, brother.
Nah,
I will
no
be fully
problem,
charged
bro.
and ready to go. Thanks.
We're
bless
done
you,
in
bro.
7 anyways, bro.
God
Take
bless,
care.
guys. Have a great week.
Thank you, man.
Later.
Take care, guys.
All right, go.
So I'm trying to get the gist of what you guys are talking about. So this dude had a string of grocery stores. He sold it, or he went in business with a couple people. It went higher. He hauled ass and took his money, and then now the store is crap.
No, the store is awesome.
No.
Oh,
The store is awesome now,
I mean, I don't think Anheuser-Busch is worried about the few $100 million or whatever they're losing, because the $31 billion they make a year. I don't think they're worried about it. You can get mad about them, being having transgender person on the Bud Light bottle. Well, to them, it's like anything else, and like the American public, you don't like it, don't buy the beer. But Anheuser-Busch, they're probably sitting back like, I get 2 shits. Yeah, then 400 million, whatever. I'm still making 31 billion a year. I don't care about the American public opinion. I'm just putting out a product and you're
I'm
drinking
sure
it.
the shareholders will be really happy to find out how
Yeah,
many
to hear
sales
that.
they've lost.
Exactly.
Oh, well, I got the ticker up. I got the ticker up, and I went to year to date. And as of January 23, they were roughly at 61.30 per share. Their highest peak was in May at 54.99. But they started drastically getting low at, looks like May on the ticker. And they're down to 52. And shit, they're just balancing off 52. So they lost $6 on each share. That's not bad for a company that big.
That's 26%. That's 26% on fucking just one beer.
I don't see how you get 26%.
No.
Go look at Miller and go look at Coors. Their stock did not only go up, they're outselling Bud Light.
Right, but do we really remember Anheuser-Busch is not just Bud Light and Budweiser. That's Modelo. That's
exactly, and that's what Mr. B said. If anybody paid attention.
They've taken 8 of their labels and sold them off.
Okay, then maybe them labels aren't doing well. Then maybe they're not cutting the mustard. Maybe people's not buying their product. We don't know why they cut them off. We can't jump to conclusions. If they're not making sales criteria, then hell yeah, they cut them off.
People are not buying their product.
Okay, then what do you expect the company to do? We're over here, and it sounds like somebody's trying to make a mountain out of a molehill. They're not making product.
They're doing whatever they can to save whatever they can of the Bud Light and the Bud Light brand and all of that, and all the other things that they've got that they should be pouring efforts into to grow those brands. They couldn't do. They're being crippled, my friend. The writing's on the wall.
I don't even see that. I don't even see that. All the other shit they own, the beverage, they just bought InBev. They just bought a beverage company that doesn't do alcohol. You're out there buying other companies for, $30 million a year. Yeah, I got you. I don't think they're doing that bad.
No, but Donnie, they got to change. They got to change their business their business model. Before it was beer. Now they're going to energy drinks. Hold up now. Hold up before you start getting aggressive on me. Understand, Anheuser-Busch is not an American company anymore.
No.
And
I'm going to speak.
They sold off was an energy drink company.
No, but getting back to the whole core of this, and I'm going to speak for Mr. B. I am ecstatic that Bud Light is losing money for the simple fact they fell off their moral compass. I don't give a fuck how much money they're going to make. My concern is they're losing. That's my opinion as an American. I don't care if they make more millions somewhere else. That's all I'm saying. And Coors right now is at 64.85 and Bud is at 56. Ooh, I think Coors is kicking ass. Miller is sad. They were like at 37.75. So I got that. And I don't consume beer or anything, but I definitely consume my morals every fucking day, and I try to be better. And Mr. B, I hope I was in line talking because I brought you along with me.
It's quite. This is why we have 4 or 5 people as a panel, so we can run ideas and thoughts and so forth off of each other and discuss the issues and celebrate and welcome each other's differences.
Yes.
Lord knows I got plenty of those.
Yeah, I really think this is no.
Let's feel how the air of Anheuser-Busch is. The heir to Anheuser-Busch. So it might be owned by a foreign country, but this guy is still the heir to it.
All right, Anheuser-Busch still reeling from its woke stunt promoting Bud Light with transgender activist Dylan Mulvaney. On Friday, the Anheuser-Busch heir, Billy Bush, not to be, confused with the journalist, had some harsh words for the company amid the seemingly endless fallout. Take a look.
I think my family, my ancestors would have rollen over in their grave. They were very patriotic. They loved this country and what it stood for. They believed that transgender, gays, that sort of thing was all a very personal issue. They love this country because it is a free country and people are allowed to do what they want. But it was never meant to be on a beer can and never meant to be pushed in people's faces.
Joining us now is the author of Family Reigns. Billy Bush is with us. Well, by the way, what a great legacy for you, and your family's background is pretty incredible. The story of success, the American dream personified. Why would they be rolling over in their grave? Delve a little deeper into that.
I think that they, first of all, wouldn't have ever gotten as political as this. And let's face it, the transgender topic today has become very, very political. And it's not wise for a beer company to get into that game.
I think that it's difficult enough to be advertising beer and to try to do it and be political about it. I think it's just not the way to go.
My fear from the very beginning, and at one point I got some people mad at me because I said I don't want this to go on very long. I'm hoping the company will straighten it out. I thought the best thing they could do is apologize for getting into the political arena. We made a mistake. We're sorry. I think that might have gone a long way at that time to help them. I don't know if it would work now. It would seem like an act of desperation. But my fear was that, the guys that work in the brewery and the factories and that drive the trucks, they're the ones paying the price. They're now losing career jobs over this.
Okay. Let's start with Donald. 1 minute.
That's exactly what they did wrong. And let's correct ourselves on what the problem is with Bud Light. They got into politics with their advertising. Has nothing to do with the transgender. They got into politics, and that's where they're losing.
Good answer, Donnie. And Blaze, if I can add right after.
Mr. Espinoza.
Thank you, Mr. Blazeman. First and foremost, it was an honor to display Mr. Espinoza, the life he lost serving this country. Second, I piggyback on what Donnie says to the U.S. women's soccer team. They let politics get in the way of their sportsmanship, and they lost. They lost. And it was real. Them ladies had real talent. Real talent.
They could have won that.
And trust me, with Rapone gone and stuff, that American team will be a lot better in 4 years.
I can't wait. That's right. I can't wait. Mr. B.
Absolutely. Again, Mr. Espinosa, you get another one of these because of that. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Anheuser-Busch thing, it's absolutely, you're making beer. Here's your product. Hi, we've got beer. It's a good beer. Please come and drink it. Buy it. Have a nice day. You don't need to be calling things about, how a person dresses or how a person does something in their own bedroom or wherever else they do it. Just sell the beer, show people drinking a beer, have a nice day, and out the door you go. They had no business doing what they've done with all of this, and now they're paying for it. And the American public, it's showing now. We've had an up to here and beyond with getting this crap shoved down our throats, and now they're pushing back. And it's a
Donnie, you want to get in real quick?
No, I'll agree with him. We're tired of everything pushed in the thing, but being a former, alcoholic and all, you really think I gave a shit when I was drinking and what face was on that can? Hell no, man.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get to reality a little bit on that. Let's get to reality. Let's be honest. Bud Light went into politics. You don't do that when you're selling a product.
And the American consumer for Bud Light beer has spoken.
Yes, they have.
That's it. And with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned into tonight's show. I'd like to thank Keith for coming on and having a good time with us. And I'm going to give it to the boys. And Mr. B, your ending thought.
My ending thought is, again, I want to say about Mr. Espinosa, a debt that I could never hope to repay. I thank you very much for the story and the thought of remembering the person and the family left behind, who also paid a very dear price. I thank you very much.
Touché.
Absolutely, touche.
Yes,
Mr. Espinosa.
I don't have nothing to say after Mr. B, but thank you all and Mr. Keith for coming on. I really enjoyed myself. I always enjoy myself, and we may sound a little negative, but we're trying to
figure it out.
To be positive. This still is a good country. We just need to clean out. We just need to clean up, man. That's all.
Right. Oh, and Mr. Espinosa, I was told that you need to face the camera so we could see your shirt.
Come on, man. You guys didn't see that?
No. Stand
I was putting that on there to fuck with y'all, and it took my old lady, my wife, to put it up there.
Yeah. I mean, you could see yourself in your image. Yeah, you'd have to do that for us to see it. You was
come on.
doing what you rate, bro.
Yes,
Come on,
we
all
good.
three of
We
us,
good.
you was hiding it pretty good.
Is that a Coca-Cola shirt or just a Santa Claus shirt?
No, it's Coca-Cola, man.
All
Yeah,
right, so at least
the
it's not Bud
Coca-Cola
Light. Thank
scanner.
God.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Donnie, want to say goodnight?
I just, however we're connecting, or whatever, man. I don't know all the different platforms. Just appreciate you listening, and hey, think positive, do positive everywhere you go, and we'll see y'all next week or two.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for watching The Way We See It right here on the FFN Network. Peace and love to each and every one of you out there. Good night now.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?